Charity, YouTube. That was some Southern Greek for you. This is that guy with the eye patch coming back for another edition of Ask That Guy with the Eye Patch, where I answer questions from you, the viewers. Let's dive right into the old mailbag here. Our first question comes from Cecilia in Wisconsin. Yeah, I'm sure that's her real name. Cecilia writes, "Dear the guy with the eye patch, I find eye patches sexy, and guys with eye patches are hot. What happened to your eye so that you wore an eye patch?" Well, Cecilia, that's a great question, and it's a long story. But more to your point, yes, guys with eye patches are sexy. Okay, moving right along, our next question comes from Fritz in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Fritz writes, "Hey, asshole. How do I get people to stop hounding me for my autograph?" Well, Fritz, that's a great question. And the problem is you're just too damn famous. You have a famous name, Fritz. There's been too many famous people named Fritz, so naturally they assume you're on TV or some other sort of thing. TV, the radio, maybe even a theater. I don't know who would be in a theater. I wouldn't be caught dead in a theater. But there you go. My best advice to you would be to change your name and probably try wearing a mask out in public if people know who you are. Maybe then they'll quit hounding you for your autograph. Okay, moving right along, our next question comes from Derek in Saskatchewan, Canada. Oh wow, we got a Canadian up in here. Derek writes, "Hey, guy with eye patch, can you explain to me what Gamergate is?" Oh, Jesus. Derek, you just opened a friggin' can of worms there, buddy. I bet I might as well just close this mailbag up right here because I'm going to spend the rest of this video talking about Gamergate. And it may be a 30-minute video. Lord, I hope not, but... Oh... Alright, let's just dive right into it. Gamergate originally started as something called Five Guys Burgers and Fries. Now what that was there was this independent game, quote-unquote, developer, and that's in quotes because she only made a text adventure game that was quite shitty. I'm not knocking text games. I remember Zork. Anybody else remember Zork? Zork was awesome. Anyway, her game sucked. It was called Depression Quest. And her stage name or whatever would be Zoe Quinn. Well, anyway, her ex-boyfriend found out that she had cheated on him with at least 5 guys. It was 5 guys then. Now it's come out there's probably been hundreds. I think I got accused of being one of them at one point. Anyway, that's not what actually caused Gamergate. That was just people talking. What caused Gamergate was... This didn't cause Gamergate. I'm sorry. I jumped the gun there a little bit. But anyway, people wanted to talk about it. I don't know why they wanted to talk about it. Zoe Quinn's a hoe. Just a hoe being a hoe. Not really newsworthy. But your video game websites with your video game journalists, yeah, that was great sarcasm I used in that. Journalist. They decided to censor any conversation about Zoe Quinn and Five Guys Burgers and Fries because they had to defend Milady. White Knight in full effect. SJW White Knights in full effect, I should say. So they censored that. And I mean they censored it hard. Reddit had over 35,000 comments removed off of a Total Biscuit subreddit. The Escapist initially censored the conversation. So many other websites censored it. Even friggin' 4chan censored it. 4chan, the sewer of the internet. They censored it. Naturally, this got people suspicious, thinking, what the hell's so important with Zoe Quinn that everybody is coming off of their ass to defend her? Well, my opinion on it is, They thought she was easy and they could get a little by defending her. That's all it was. Were they in cahoots together? Of course they were. And these people, they all live in the same little community out in San Francisco. Anyway, that's still not what started Gamergate. Oh, no sirree, Bob. What started Gamergate was when all these video game websites full of their quote-unquote journalists all at the same time got together and decided to push one narrative: that gamers were dead. 10 articles came out on the same day, just about, all saying gamers don't have to be the audience, gamers are dead. Well, naturally, this pissed people off and caused a consumer revolt. And I gotta tell you, I wish I'd have had my channel up and going back then, because then I could have been making a lot of money by getting YouTube ads and revenue and a Patreon and all that crap. But anyway, this pissed people off. A lot of people on 4chan went over to 8chan. Hot Wheels was the owner at the time. And he's like, look, I'm not for or against Gamergate, but if you want to talk about it, you can come over here and do it. Now, Gamergate, let's just not even split hairs here. As Jim, formerly known as Internet Aristocrat, now known as Mr. Medicare, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but anyway, as he so eloquently put it in a recent video, Gamergate came from 4chan and 8chan, from the V board, that stands for Vidya, as in video games. Dang it, Bobby, quit playing them video games. And the pole board, which is politically incorrect. And let me tell you, if you got thin skin, don't go on there. They'll eat you alive. If you got thick skin and want a good laugh, go ahead and go there. Just don't take it too serious. There's some political discussions on there you can't take serious, but don't go on there expecting to just be doing all kind of crap. Anyway, lurk more is a short answer. Anyway, they're the ones who started Gamergate. That was the bastard child of V and Pole. Anybody says it wasn't, well, you're retarded. Yes, Reddit got in on the action a little later with Kotaku in action. And more sites came on. The Escapist had a big mega thread about it. And all kinds of stuff. And for a while, Gamergate come in and kicked ass. Now, you had your SJW people trying to claim that it's just a movement about harassing women. No, it wasn't. Because if it was a movement about harassing women, I would have tried to been the leader. Because I love harassing people, period. Whether it's a woman, man, whatever. I'll harass anybody. Anyway, they come in kicking ass, taking names, got ethics policies changed, got sites shut down. Didn't get nobody fired per se, but there was a few people that stepped down over this. But then something changed. Gamergate changed. When it first started, it was politically incorrect, didn't care what anybody said, and they did nothing but attack. But then you had some of these YouTube names, quote-unquote celebrities, come in and pretty well take charge of it. And they tried to say, oh, but you can't do that. This is about ethics and ethics only. And we have to be working on our public relations skills. Forgive me for a minute. I'm going to go off on a little rant here. You dumb motherfuckers. You're never going to have public relations that's worth a damn when you're going against the media. The media is all in collusion together. Mainstream down to video game. You got the alternative media, and that's the only thing you got. Anyway, that's all you got. You attack one, you're attacking them all. Gamergate was never going to get a fair shake on ABC, MSN, MSNBC, any of that shit. You should have gave up on that and just focused on attack, attack, attack. But no. You had some of these people come in and try to do things like, oh, well, let's do Operation Rebuild and let the developers know that we love them. Why the fuck would you let a developer know that? You want to let a developer know that? You buy their damn game. That's how they know. You don't send them a love letter. And more than that, why would you even do something as pussified as that anyway? These developers are the damn problem. They're the ones who bow down before these SJW journalists and the other SJW developers in the indie clique. If they had a pair of balls and a spine, they'd stand up to them. They'd do like Hatred did. Hatred's not a very good game in my opinion. I've only played a little bit of it. But they went out and they said, fuck you, we're going to do the game we want to do. And they did it. And people tried to get them censored, these journalists and these other idiots. Didn't work. People actually stood up for them. If more developers would have the balls to do some stuff like that, then Gamergate wouldn't have to be trying to do Operation Rebuild. But anyway, back to my original point. These YouTube celebrities, let's call them like what they are. It was Mundane Matt, and he's really mundane. Turn off that pesky ad block. Turn off that pesky ad block. Look, let's talk about ad block for a second. I'm going to go off on a little tangent here. I digress, and I'm sorry. You want to watch my videos with ad block? I don't care. I don't make my money off YouTube. I'm hoping just to get a little bit of extra money out of this. Yes, I monetize my videos. I'm a YouTube whore. But if you want to put on ad block, more power to you. And then you also had Sargon of Cuckold. I think that's what he's called. Yeah, well, pretty much to me, that's what he's known as. They both got their damn Patreon set up, and they both try to be good public relations people and go on these nice, friendly, liberal TV shows and say, oh, well, we're not bad guys. We just want some ethics in journalism. We don't want no collusion. We don't want this and we don't want that. Pussies. But now, anyway, today, almost a year later, probably more than a year later, Gamergate limps along an emaciated, castrated shell of its former self. Nobody wants to attack anymore. Everybody's worried about what they say to them. They're wanting to get a fair shake in the media when it's never going to happen. And it's basically a shell of its former self. 8chan got built off of it, and a lot of people went there for Gamergate and moved on to other things, which is great. Since there's a good alternative to 4chan. But basically, Gamergate either needs to find its balls again or it needs to shut up and go away. Either option is fine with me. I'd prefer the finding its balls again than shutting up and going away. But you can't control a leaderless movement, even if they have these people, these e-celebs, trying to control the narrative of it. Hope that answered your question, whatever the fuck your name was, I don't remember. This is that guy with the eye patch, and until next time, y'all just remember, there ain't no such thing as a stupid question. Good night.